The day moved forward slowly, as it often did beside the river. Nothing hurried the hours along. The light shifted gently across the grass, and the water continued its steady path without asking where it was going. Mole sat near the edge of the riverbank, watching the current glide past. The morning had softened into afternoon, though the difference was barely noticeable. Time seemed to flow here in the same calm way as the water, steady and untroubled. Rat approached quietly and sat beside him. "There is a path beyond the trees," Rat said. "Not far. A place where the forest grows deeper and the air feels different." Mole turned to look at him. "Is it quiet there?" Rat nodded. "Very." That was enough. They rose and walked slowly away from the river. The path curved gently through tall grass and then slipped into a cluster of trees. The air beneath the branches felt cooler, shaded and calm. Light filtered through the leaves in soft patches, moving slowly across the ground. They did not speak for a while. The forest had its own quiet language. Small sounds, faint movements, the gentle shift of leaves against one another. Nothing loud, nothing sudden. Mole noticed how the ground felt softer here, covered with moss and fallen leaves. Each step made almost no sound at all. It felt like walking through a place that preferred stillness. After a while, the path opened into a small clearing. Tall trees stood in a loose circle, their branches arching overhead. The space felt sheltered, peaceful. "This is a good place to rest," Rat said. They sat down on a fallen log. The wood felt cool and steady. A faint breeze moved through the branches above, carrying the scent of earth and green leaves. Mole listened. The forest did not move quickly. It breathed slowly, like a creature that had learned patience long ago. Somewhere in the distance, a bird shifted in its nest, then settled again into silence. "It feels different from the river," Mole said softly. Rat nodded. "The river moves. The forest waits." Mole liked that. They remained there for some time, doing nothing at all. The light shifted gradually, growing softer as the afternoon drifted toward evening. Shadows lengthened between the trees, but they did not feel heavy, only calm. Mole leaned back slightly and closed his eyes. He could still hear the faint memory of the river far away, but here the forest felt deeper, more still. He did not fall asleep. He simply rested. After a while, Rat stood and stretched gently. "We should head back before the light fades," he said. They walked slowly along the path, returning toward the open air. The river came into view again, glimmering softly through the trees. It moved just as it always had, steady and patient. They stepped onto the dock and sat side by side, looking out across the water. The sky above had begun to change color, shifting toward the gentle tones of evening. A soft breeze moved across the surface of the river. Small ripples formed and faded. The world seemed to settle into a quieter rhythm. "Some days," Rat said, "are meant for walking. Others are meant for drifting. Today was both." Mole smiled. They remained there as the light continued to fade. The river reflected the sky in soft colors. The air grew cooler, but it did not feel cold, only calm. Mole felt a deep sense of comfort settle within him. He thought of the forest path, the clearing among the trees, the quiet walk back to the water. Everything had unfolded slowly, without effort. The river flowed on. The trees stood still. The evening arrived gently. Nothing needed to happen next. They rose and walked back toward the small house by the river. Inside, the room felt warm and familiar. The window remained open, letting in the steady sound of the water. Mole sat near the window and listened. The river moved quietly in the darkening light. The day had passed without hurry. The evening followed just as gently. He felt calm. Outside, the first stars began to appear. The forest rested. The river continued its quiet journey. And as the night settled softly over the water and the trees, the story moved forward in its own unhurried way, carried gently by the same steady current that had guided them all day long.